Yo, and good whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. Today we've got my first actual yoga flow. It is very upper body intense. It's going to be strength based, definitely some stretches in there, but we're going to challenge those muscles with some pretty long static holds and some challenging ones. Most of yoga does not involve pull unless you're bringing in external equipment, which might be in the future. So for right now, just expect it to be more anterior based and push based. All right, I'm going to turn sideways and get us moving. Per usual, I like to stretch out the front of my shins and my ankles. Everything in our body works ground up, so let's get some mobility in those ankles. Again, sitting on the tops of my feet with those toes pointed backwards. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to breathe in deep. I'm going to reach up to the sky. If this is too intense for you, place your hands next to your knees and lean forward just a little bit to take some of the weight off of your ankles. First stretch from this position, staying on top the best I can, leaning forward if needed to take the pressure off. I'm going to interlace my fingers and I'm going to flip my palms downward, outward, pushing forward, flexing those triceps, pushing my shoulders as far in front of me as I can. Then I'm going to bring those arms in, flip downward, out, and press the other way. Turning the upside of my arms out, same idea with the shoulders, reaching and breathing. Flip backward. Opposite again, thumbs down, reach, pull in, flip up, thumbs up, out and down. Let's bring it back, shake out those wrists. I'm going to rock my hands forward in a tabletop, being gentle, lifting up the tops of my feet, widen my stance a bit, and then press my toes into the floor. And now I'm going to stretch out the soles of my feet. I'm going to rock backward, pushing my toes into the ground, stretching the mat, stretching my feet. I'm going to rock forward and lean my shoulders past my wrists. I'm going to come back to neutral and go sideways on my wrist. Same thing other way. And then bring it back towards the feet, stretch out the bottoms of the feet. I'm going to come back forward, lean a little bit farther this time. I'm going to draw a circle around that left wrist with my torso, head to the right. Keeping pressure on the wrist. And back to center. I'm going to rotate the other way, headed to the right. Back to my feet. Back to the left wrist, back to the center. And back to feet one more time. Pushing, stretching the bottoms of my feet. Rocking forward to stretch out the wrist. Draw a circle to the left, go back to the feet, continue around the right, back to center, then go to the right, back to feet, left wrist, back up, neutral, and tabletop. All right, I'm gonna sit butt on my heels for a moment here. We got a few exercises in a row. You're gonna have to spend some time in a plank, so if your wrists do get uncomfortable, pause the video, shake them out, take a break, and get back into it. I got one stretch for your shoulders left, and then we're hopping right into the knit and grit. So for right now, I'm gonna cross my hands under my shoulder, dropping down to my elbows. I'm gonna reach as far past the sides of my mat as I can. Best case scenario, my elbows cross paths with each other. It's against my neck, above my chest, below my chin. My butt is lifted, and I'm pressing towards the floor. The top shoulder, that deltoid, is getting a real good stretch here. We're going to hold on to that for a bit. Stay down here and breathe. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up gently, lift back towards your butt. You're going to alternate now, get the other arm on top, again below your chin but above your chest, so right against your neck. Make those elbows cross paths, lift your butt off your heels and come forward. You should feel this in the deltoid on the cap of the top shoulder. Hold and breathe. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, be gentle. Let's bring our knees back down. Tops of our feet back to the floor, sit on them. Get some chain breakers, just some dynamic movement for those shoulders. Because again, we're about to spend a good amount of time in variations of planks. All right. Plank hold, hands down, arms about shoulder width, hands about shoulder width. Same for feet. Hold our plank, dig those palms into the floor. I'm going to squeeze my thumbs and try to pull them towards each other, flexing those chest muscles, trying to pinch the mat together, but don't let the mat actually move. Imagine you want to try to roll and pinch the ground together, squeezing all those chest muscles, hold and breathe. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step that left leg forward in line with your hands to the edge of the mat, and then rotate and reach for the sky. Keep your knee off the ground. Open and breathe. About 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that hand back down. Bring that leg backwards and rock right into three-legged dog. Press it up to the sky. Keep that heel close to the ground. Keep your leg as straight as you're able. Since it's the beginning of the workout though, if there needs to be a bend in that knee that's on the ground, let it be bent. When we go back down, you're going to keep your leg elevated and switch to a plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg elevated, stay in that plank. From here, we're going to lower down to chaturanga. Chest almost on the floor. Now we got a scorpion. I'm going to take the leg that's elevated and twist towards the side of the leg that's on the ground and hold. It should not touch the ground, but it should get close. My chest is still off the ground. Hold and breathe. Try to open up that knee and that hip flexor. Point that knee towards the sky. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the leg up or come back to neutral. Press yourself back up into three-legged dog. We're going to lower back down to plank. Your foot can now go back down to the ground as we go back to a plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank. Again, press shoulders towards the ground. Try to lift through the space in between your shoulders. Press it to the sky and then try to pull the mat together. Pinch your thumbs. Try to squeeze and breathe. Bring the floor together between your hands. When I count down, we're going to bring our other leg forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step forward. Other leg, rotate towards it, open up, and reach for the sky. Drive those hips forward and stay low. Rotate. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that arm back down. We're going to step back into three-legged dog, so keep the foot up as you go back. Push your shoulders towards the floor. Get that heel closer. Knee straight or bent, your choice. Dig those palms into the floor. We're keeping this leg up in the air for a bit now. When we go back down, we're going to keep that leg elevated, even in the plank, even in that half push-up, that chaturanga. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank. Come towards the tips of your toes. Lower down to chaturanga, half push-up. Now drift that foot over to the side. Point that knee to the sky. Keep your body off the ground. If you're unable, you can drop to your chest and do the scorpion stretch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to neutral, legs still up. And rock back to three-legged dog. We're going to come back to plank and your leg can go back down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to plank. And again, try to separate your shoulders, the space between them towards the ceiling. Pull your thumbs together, try to bring the floor between your hands together and squeeze. We're going to lower back down, chaturanga. Halfway down. Hold for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, all the way down to 1. Lie down. Lift those feet, point those toes back. Let's bring those arms forward slightly. And I want you to raise yourself up as far as you're able. Try to get up into cobra. If your back's not ready to bend that much, only go up as far as you're able. Let's pull those shoulders backwards, squeeze our glutes and push our hips down. There should not be tension in that lower back. Squeeze your glutes and it may alleviate that tension. Staying in this pose, I'm going to try to widen my stance a little bit. Bringing my knees wide. Bring your knees wide. And try to bring your feet towards each other. It's going to make it easier to rock back into a variation of child's pose. Let's go into that now. Rock backwards. Your knees should be wide enough that your body fits in between. This way you can flex even closer. Try to get that chest closer to the ground. Push yourself, your heels, your butt towards your heels, and bring your chest towards the floor. With your knees out the way, you can get a little bit lower. Stay down here for a bit. Staying on our knees, let's come up to our forearms. We're going to inch our knees off the mat a little bit wider. Try to keep your shins in line with them. Depending on what floor you're on, this might be uncomfortable. I'm on hardwood, so it's not the best experience, but I'm going to shift my body weight backwards with my knees out to the sides, flared wide. I want to stretch out those inner thighs. And we're going to hold. Shift backward as far into it as you comfortably can. Your groin is going to be very uncomfortable. And we're holding. My shins are parallel with my spine. Insides of knees on the floor. As I bring my hips backward, the stretch gets much more intense on those adductors and those groin muscles. Gonna hold for about 10 more seconds. The next thing I'm gonna do to get out of this position is walk my forearms forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk on those forearms. Shift your body weight forward till your stomach is on the ground. You can bring your legs back together and we'll shift up into cobra again. Pull those shoulders back, pull those shoulders down. Inhale, ribs forward, squeeze your glutes. Should be no tension on that lower back. I'm going to lift my toes, set them back on the mat. From here, I'm going to rock up into downward dog. Press those heels to the ground, palms into the floor. Try to bring your chest towards your thighs. If you want to pedal those feet, try to get those heels a little bit closer. Let's raise our left leg right into three-legged dog from here. Try to maintain that position, that posture. Shoulders equal, shoulders parallel. Press that heel towards the floor with a planted leg. I'm going to shift forward, bringing my knee into my armpit and holding. If you're not able to get it against your armpit, you can leave it against your knee or even at that wrist. But the higher on your arm, the better. Hold and breathe. We're going to spend some time here. This is not going to be an easy hold. On the tip of my big toe, squeezing my core, driving that knee to my armpit, trying to keep my heel close to my butt. Halfway. Five, four, and a three-legged dog. 3, 2, 1, and shift back. Heel to the floor. Let's lower that leg as we shift back to a plank hold. And squeezing the floor together, pressing the part of my back between my shoulders towards the ceiling. Try to bring the floor together between my thumbs. And back to downward dog. Slowly raise the right leg. Shoulders parallel. And lower down into that knee drive. Bring it to your armpit, elbow, wrist, wherever you can. Heel to butt and hold. And breathe. Halfway. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Three-legged dog. Bring it back down to plank. Press your upper back into the sky. Bring the floor together. And downward dog. Heels towards the floor. And let's drop those knees to the floor. Walk them forward into tabletop, so get them just below your hips, hands just below the shoulders. Let's do 10 cat-cows. We're going to arch our back as much as we possibly can, and then round, bringing your hips towards your shoulders and chest as much as you possibly can. 10 times slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice the arch. Notice how rounded you are. 5. We want to find the middle. 6. So pay attention to that feeling when you're in between arched and rounded. 7. 8. Good boy. 9. One more. And 10. Bring it to neutral. Squeeze your stomach, keep that core tight. If you want, you can stay on your hands and knees. If you want a bigger challenge, you can raise your knees up off the ground for this next hold. I'm going to stay on my knees today. I want to focus on keeping that posterior core and chain in line, but we're going to raise our opposite arm, opposite leg, and hold. What we want to make sure is we don't go arched. We want to make sure that the floating leg doesn't dip towards the ground. So get those hips parallel. Raise that leg up, keep your spine straight. 3, 2, 1, hold. And breathe, keep that core tight. Halfway. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Keep that spine at neutral. Remember that feeling. We don't want to lose it, so we're going to go right into the other side. Keep that neutral spine. Same thing, other side. Begin. Halfway. Keep those hips parallel. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Let's walk our knees backwards slightly. Hands a little bit farther forwards, down to your shoulders. Let's raise back up to plank. Separate those shoulders. Bring the floor together between those thumbs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Next, we're going to jump forward into frog pose. Land as gentle and as light as you can. As deep in the squat as you're able. And hold. From here, I'm going to stand up into a squat. I'm going to stand all the way up, using my squat muscles to get me up, so that's quads, glutes. Press me all the way up to the ceiling. I'm going to round and roll my back. Feel every single vertebrae. All the way up to the ceiling. Reach towards the sky, reach backwards. Let's go all the way back down. Chin against chest. Roll and round your back. Reach for the floor. Slight bend in those knees, protect them all the way down. Let's roll all the way back up, feel all those vertebrae. Reach for the sky, lean back. One more time, bring it down. All the way to the floor. Roll that back up. Feel those vertebrae. Reach for the sky. Lean back. From here, let's drop down into our deep squat. And hold. We're done. Completed my workout for the day. I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for the hard work. And have a wonderful day. Can I get 2 claps on 2? 1, 2. I'm going to stick around and do Shavasana lying down on the mat, so feel free to join me with that. We're going to go for about 2 minutes, placing my heels in the corners of my mat, lying down on my back, palms up, and breathe. You're still here.